Greg?
You know the Beach Boys' plan was to release SMiLE, the first one, which they sold most of the songs to other groups, then SMiLE, and then they were supposed to retire because they figured those two albums would sell so many copies that they'd be able to retire the rest of their lives. So know what happened?
What?
They sued Capitol Records and Capitol didn't release them.
Oh my goodness.
Then they did SMiLE number 2, which is about nuclear war. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's true. I think
It's true?
Do you think so?
Yeah. And then they did a very sinful album after SMiLE number 2 called Wild Honey, right?
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
And then Friends came next. That's sinful too, right?
I don't remember. I don't know.
And then came the original Sunflower. That's evil, isn't it? Right?
Maybe.
And then they did a Christian album called Light Album, the original Light Album. And then they did 2020, which was evil again because it had a Manson song on it. And then they broke up after doing Adult Child. Am I right or wrong?
I think you're right.
Adult Child was recorded in 1969, right?
Mm-hmm.
But didn't they remake some of the tracks of Adult Child at Elgin State Hospital in '76, yes or no?
That I don't know.
Oh. And isn't that right?
Green light.
Listen to this. Listen to this. I read something about Brian Wilson from early 1984. Somebody was interviewing him, and his psychiatrist said, "Oh, he likes David Bowie." So Brian said, "Yeah, I like David Bowie the way he smiles and puts his hand in his pocket." And then the guy asked him, "What are you, Brian?" He says, "I don't know what I am. Maybe I'm just a sound." So I don't. And then about 2 months later, I got a message from God that Brian, who was the replacement Brian, had died. So I guess his psychiatrist pulled the real Brian Wilson out of the state hospital and rehabilitated him. Is that true? Because I heard Brian Wilson 2 interviews in the last 5 years, and he didn't act like anything like that interview was. What do you think of that? You agree? Big fat Brian died, the one that was like this. He died and he was replaced by the original Brian, right? Am I right?
I think so.
Yeah, I thought so. What do you...